Welcome back to BK Nothing But Nets. It's October 26th. It's the third game of the season that the Nets just dropped three. I got an echo here. All right, sorry about that. It's the third game of the season. Nets just dropped the third game of the season to fall to 0-3. They battled hard, came from down by 26 to take a fourth quarter lead. They went by as many as 5, I believe, late in the middle of the fourth quarter before dropping the game by 11. Most of that came at the end. Couple of things that need to be established today. And this is going to be controversial, but it shouldn't be. And I'll start with this. Cam Thomas is a superstar. He can carry a team offensively. Offering him six, and Stephon Marbury, former Nets great, my favorite net of all time, probably. Stephon Marbury just came out and said, Cam Thomas is a legit bucket. He needs to be paid. And now the Nets are going to lose him for nothing, and he's a superstar. This is the incompetence of Sean Marks. Cam Thomas is a superstar. You saw that today. A superstar can carry a team. He can carry a team. They played one of the best teams in the league. All eyes on him. He played 32 minutes, 17 seconds, scored 40 points. All eyes on him. 40 bucket, 32 minutes. 100% of and we saw this at Cleveland. They are picking him about 40 feet, doubling him, and saying someone else beat me, and they can't. Right? So it's strictly can't. We can say what you want about his efficiency. I don't know what you want him to do. And Michael Porter Jr.'s efficiency is obviously going to drop 5 out of 14. Cam Thomas shot 44% from the field, 42% from three, 100% from the free throw line. Cam Thomas is a superstar. A superstar can carry a team on his shoulders. Cam Thomas can do that. What else does this team have? And they came down from 26 to one of the best teams in the league, which San Antonio is, down by 26 to one of the best teams in the league. They came all the way back to take a lead solely because of Cam Thomas. There is nothing else on this team. Nick Claxton Jr., I'm going to get into it. I'm going to do this every single day. Every single day, I am going to do this. I'm going to put the link in the chat in just a couple of minutes, but I do want to get into this. Again, this was bad yesterday, bad on Thursday. It's on Friday. It's bad again today. Nick Claxton played 26 minutes. In 26 minutes, he's a minus 25. That's extraordinary. That is almost like you have to try to do that. That's almost as hard as this. Day'Ron Sharpe, who played 15 minutes and was a plus 15. These things are almost statistical anomalies. How do you, one guy who plays the same position as the other guy plays 26 minutes and is a minus 25? The other guy, and I understand they are very, very, very different players, play 15 minutes and is a plus 15. I keep saying this, and it's just like it passes the eye test, and then you pull up the stats, and every single day it's true. Every single game. Wait, I did this last year with John, and then I did it with Dylan, and I'm going to do it again this year. Every single day I do this. Nick Claxton is negative a giant number, and Day'Ron Sharpe's a plus. Every single time. So why don't we just play Day'Ron Sharpe more minutes, and we'll be plus a number instead of minus a huge number? It is every single day. And I get what you're going to say, right? Day'Ron Sharpe has no offensive game. Day'Ron Sharpe's got bad hands. Okay, every time he's in, good things happen. Now, he only had 3 rebounds today, 2 offensive rebounds. But, like, what does Nick Claxton offer you? Again, Nick Claxton gave you 10 and 5 and 0 blocks. 10 and 5 and 0 blocks. The Nets as a team today had 0 blocks. 0. Just to put that in perspective, Wembanyama had 6. The Nets had 0 blocks. Wembanyama had 6. That's wild. The Nets had 0 blocks. 0. So what is Nick? Look, I understand sometimes altering a shot or making someone pass up a shot is just as good as a block shot. I understand. But this is just what is Nick Claxton doing out there that he's getting 0 blocks? 0 blocks. 26 minutes, 10 points, 5 rebounds, minus 25. That's what he does. The Nets came out and they shot the ball horribly through the first couple, the first 2 quarters. The first half, they shot the ball, specifically the 3. And they shot 53s, I believe. Yeah, they 16 out of 50 from 3. That's 32%. That's quite poor. They shot 39% from the field, 32% from the field. So, let's do some math on this. Cam Thomas was 5 out of 12 from 3. That's 5 out of 12. The rest of so 16 for 50 as a team. The rest of the team, besides Cam Thomas, was 11 out of 38. So besides Cam Thomas, the rest of the team shot 28.9%. 28.9% from 3. Other than Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas is a superstar. I was wrong. When I said he wasn't, when I said he was just a little bit. No, those guys can't carry a team like this. Now, the only question is, can he do this in the postseason? I don't know if he can or he can't. We're not going to find out with the Nets ever because he's going to be gone. But as of right now, 24 years old, I think he is. Cam Thomas is a superstar. Cam Thomas is a superstar. Guys, please like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow me all forms of social media, 3D Boxing blog. Guys, please smash the like button, subscribe if you have not already. We're basically at 300 subs. So guys, just sub real quick if you have not already. I appreciate everyone who's in here. We got 25 of y'all in here. I greatly appreciate that. Sharp is all over the court. I noticed that. And when Sharp's on the court, good things happen because Sharp is all over the court. He does pick up some fouls, but he gets offensive boards. He hustles the ball down. He's a force. He's a physically dominant force. He does things really, really well. Another thing I noticed was the defensive intensity is better. They were better on switches. They were playing harder. Now, they still let up a lot of points, and they're still a very bad defensive team, but the defensive intensity was there, and it showed early. The Nets were playing hard today, and they kept playing hard, and they battled themselves back in the game, and then they lost because they can't close. I mean, that's just the way a lot of these games are going to be, especially against the better teams. They couldn't close against Cleveland. They couldn't, and I know there's a theme out there that Nets versus the refs, the Nets versus the refs. I hear you. I want you to know that I hear you. It's understood. I'm not disagreeing. The Nets versus the refs. Indeedy. I want to address this. The Nets are getting the number 1 pick. Why would the NBA? The Nets have the worst roster in the NBA. They have a legitimate superstar in Cam Thomas who can score 40 against anybody on any night. And they don't want to keep him. They openly don't want to keep Cam Thomas. They don't want to pay him at all. They want to pay him nothing. So what they're telling you is that they don't want to win. That's what the Nets are telling the NBA. They don't want to win. They don't want to be competitive. They don't want to win. They don't ever want to win because you have a 24-year-old superstar who you're going to let walk. A 24-year-old superstar who you're going to let walk. So you don't ever want to be good. So if you're telling the NBA that you don't ever want to be good, why are they going to give you AJ DeBancer or Darren Peterson? Like, that's the question. You're asking the NBA to do you a solid. The same way they do Dallas a solid for trading Luka. The same way they did New Orleans a solid all those years ago for trading Anthony Davis. The way they did a solid to San Antonio to get them all these number 2 picks, number 1 picks. You're asking the NBA, hey, give us AJ DeBancer or Darren Peterson, please. Why would the NBA agree? It would be insane. They don't want to take their best players, their brightest young stars, and put them on the shelf of some team who's never going to compete. How would it behoove the Nets to get Darren Peterson. Let's say they get Darren Peterson, and the NBA says you can have the number 1, number 2 pick, whoever goes 1 or 2 there. Okay. I give you AJ. I give you AJ Demancey. I give you Darren Peterson. You play Peterson for 4 years, then you offer him a qualifying offer. You don't pay him the salary. You give him a qualifying offer, then let him go. How is that? You're terrible every year he's there because you can't build a winner, and all you want to do is trade for second-round picks. The only thing you want to do is trade for second-round picks, right? That's the key to winning championships, is accumulating more second-round picks than God's even created. That's how you. That's their blueprint. You just accumulate a bunch of second-round picks. So you want to accumulate second-round picks, and that's it. And you want the NBA to give you Darren Peterson or AJ Demancey. You would be insane to do that. Absolutely insane. I wish Dylan was on here because I would love to battle him on Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas is a superstar. You can't watch games like this, which he can do. He's not going to do this every night, but he can do this on a regular basis. You can't watch you can't watch Cam Thomas tonight. Tell me that guy's not a superstar. What does a superstar do that he can't do? All right, let me put this in. I'm gonna post the link, guys. I'm gonna post the link. Anyone who wants in on the conversation, please join me. I know my boy Peoples wants in. I just look at what the San Antonio did. Carter Bryant didn't play much, but god dang, that guy's an athlete. So the Spurs, who are well on their way, got Carter Bryant and Dylan Harper. Dylan Harper absolutely cooked. How many did he fit? 20? He played 29 minutes and was plus 20. I'm looking at his stat line right now. This is what a good team does. This is what a serious team does. The Nets could have had Carter Bryant. They could have traded up to pick him with the Spurs. Oh, look at this. Look at this.
Yo, Gary, you hyping these teams up, man. It's a long season. They're not gonna make the playoffs. You'll see, yo.
Who's
You'll
not going
see,
to make
my
the
guy.
playoffs?
Spurs. You'll see, my guy.
You don't think the Spurs are
You'll
going to make
see.
the playoffs?
They ain't making the
John,
playoffs, man.
talk
It's
some sense.
a West.
Talk some
Everybody
sense.
everybody can get win here and then in the beginning. Everybody can start 3-0 or 5-1 or 6-1, and then everything will fizzle away. When the reality hits, when they all the young players, when they get tired, it's 82 games. They're gonna hit the wall. The young guys, you're gonna see, Gary. You're gonna see, man. Don't hype these teams up. Even old boy Dylan, we just don't have no dogs on the defense. Don't have no dogs. He just went.
We don't have a
Got a
roster.
layup. He just went and got a layup, and he didn't even do shit.
John, let me
Yo,
ask
he
you a
didn't even
question
do
real quick.
shit, Gary.
People, I got you. I hear you. Let me get
He
John
didn't
in.
even do
I
shit.
want to ask John this question. Do you think the Spurs are going to make the playoffs this year?
They definitely have a great shot. Their young core is really exciting. I mean, Dylan Harper, what he did to Saraf, we expect Saraf to get cooked. What he did to Clowney, man, Clowney 234 pounds. You saw what happened when he faked out Clowney, made him jump and just laid the ball up like Harper, man. For us not tanking last year because our front office is incompetent, this is why we were so upset. You see the young talent on the court there just making instant gratifications with their skill sets, and we're right now stuck with an unbalanced team. This is the consequences of not doing it right.
John,
So yeah,
we don't have a defenders, John. We don't have a defenders.
Peoples, wait, listen. At the end of the day, the Spurs have a really solid young core, and I'll give it to the Nets. They put a fight tonight. Cam Thomas with the big scoring thing he had. Just at the end of the day, we don't have enough defensive effort, or as far as composition goes on that side of things. But I'll give it to the Nets. They fought back today. Yegor hit a big 3-point shot. But at the end of the day, things are going according to how they should have went last year. We're 0-3, 79 more games to go. You ain't a Brooklyn Nets fan if you ain't suffering. But for us right now, it's trying to figure out who we drafted are standing out right now. honestly, I'm just surprised Nolan ain't playing at all. I think for 3 games, Saraf has shown you some playmaking IQ, but besides that, what else has he shown you? Defensively, he's getting cooked. Offensively, he shot 2 threes today. None of them touched the rim. I want to know if anybody saw that. None of them touched the rim.
I want to address what John said because I absolutely agree. And look, he's 19 years old. He's played 3 games, so I'm not trying to write the book on him. But if you're asking me who has more upside, Traore or Saraf, I don't even understand how this is a question. Traore is lightning quick and can get to the hole. I know he can do that. Saraf is what we call in the boxing world a domestic level fighter. He's good at a certain level. When you put him on a world stage with the best in the world, he's going to get exposed. He's not an athlete. He's not a shooter. He knows how to play basketball.
He's 27 pick, against, Gary. He's 27 pick, man.
Okay, what does he do? What does he do? All right, that's fair. What does he do?
Let's be real.
Why does he deserve to be on an NBA court? What does he do that puts him on an NBA court?
Right now, nothing. Right now, nothing.
No, wait. He makes plays. That's the one thing he is good at, is making some plays here or there. But other than that, he's very flawed offensively and defensively. Look what Dylan Harper did. Dylan Harper only had 1 year of experience in college, and you just saw him cook Saraf like nobody's business. I don't care how much Euro background Saraf has. Dylan Harper made you look silly out there. And that's just how Saraf is. I understand he's trying to learn on the spot, but at the end of the day, the role should not have just been given to him just because Yegor was a little injured. At the end of the day, Nolan needs minutes to grow his game too. I really think the competition between Nolan and Saraf isn't that huge. All Saraf has over Nolan right now is some playmaking IQ. Nolan has a speed over Saraf. Nolan, I think, could score a bit more than Saraf. But what Jordy's doing now is trying to go with Saraf because he's slightly taller and he can play make. But look what he's done in 3 games. It's not a huge sample size, but he has not been as impactful as some people want him to be. And I know, Gary, you've seen it. I've seen it. But some people are saying, oh, he's making plays. He's learning on the spot. But at the end of the day, no one should be getting minutes too. Like, we should make this a fair competition. Saraf ain't running away with anything right now.
And John's right. Like, we talk about Saraf like he's 7 foot tall. He's 6'6".
Yeah.
We talk about Traore like he's 6'1". He's 6'5". There's not that much difference in height, right? Like, there's really not. Like, these.
It doesn't. We don't have no dogs. That's it. We don't have no dogs. You know.
Clowney's performance is very upsetting to me because he did have that big 3-point shot. But Gary, you saw him for most of the game. Clowney wasn't doing much of anything. He was passing out the ball here and there.
Exactly, right? He just disappears. You forget he's on the court. If it wasn't for his blonde ramen noodles hair, you wouldn't even realize he was on the court. He does nothing.
And he got like a narrow shoulders, man. He got some narrow ass shoulders.
You gotta be physical, but I know you talk about Clax. I know you talk about Clax having 0 blocks, and the -25 is awful. He was somewhat decent against Wemby, but it wasn't that all impressive when you look at the totality. But Clowney,
he had no blocks. He had 0 blocks, right?
But Clowney, I don't think's had a block at all this season. You're 234 pounds, and you haven't had 1 block yet. And
you don't look 234 pounds, though, John.
What Harper did to like it. No, wait, people. What Harper did to Clowney, man, making him jump up like that. Like, Clowney, you don't have to jump up. Just use your arms. Like, Clowney's lack of physicality is so disappointing because I think he can really be that on defense. But so far, he's just trying to be a finesse guy with 3. If you're coming into training camp 234 pounds stronger and you're just trying to finesse 3-point shots, what are you doing on the team? Like, I still think Clowney has it in him, but we got
like a cone, man.
You have to see way more. You have to see way more from him. That is not impressive to have 0 blocks in 3 games and for Harper to make him look so silly out there. Clowney, you got to be way better. You got to be physical. This is where development matters. This is where we're supposed to see the actual development that this coaching staff and this front office so proclaim them to be so good at. We got to see with Clowney, man. I'm disappointed right now because I think he has it in him, but you can't just be a finesse guy with 3-point shots. That's
they'll let a rookie flex on him.
Let me pass the ball to Scott. My boy Scott here. Let Scott run the point for a little bit. Let Scott, I'm going to pass you the rock. Crazy. We're talking about Saraf and Traore. Who would you rather see? And then this thing with Claxton. 0 blocks, minus 25 in 26 minutes.
Minus 25. Oh my God, yo. I didn't even know minus 25, man. Minus 25, yo. It's not even minus 12. It's not even minus 12.
Are you there?
Oh my God.
Scott, we can't hear you.
John, this is so sad, John. It's so sad, man. They're minus 25, yo. I mean, Claxton.
Peoples.
Yes.
Let me get Scott. Let me get Scott real quick. Scott, can you hear me?
Oh my God.
His mic probably ain't working right now.
Yeah, probably.
No,
Mike
we
is fucked
can't
up.
hear you. All right. Let me people, you want to cook on Claxton. John, we did this every day last year. I'm going to do it every day again this year. This is
What?
not a one-off.
How many games he was plus last
It
year?
was like,
I
what was it
wonder.
last year? 2? It was 2?
It was no, it
Just
was like
2 games?
it was like 6 or 8. It
Was
was
it
like
that
6 or
many?
8 out
I
of
don't
like
even,
no.
30,
I
40.
remember
no.
2, and I remember doing this with John every game last year. I remember it being like 2, but you might be
So
right. It might have been more than that.
Yeah, it might have been 6 or 7 out of like 30 or 40 games. Like we looked at it, I remember we counted, so it wasn't that
We did
long.
it every game.
again, Gary, John, 31st pick. We can't
Nah,
expect too much. We can,
nah. You know what?
at the
You know
end of
what
the
the
day,
thing?
we can't.
No, people, let me
What if
stop
he's
you. You
number
paid him.
1 pick?
You
There's a
paid him.
reason. There's a
He's
reason. why I'm
25
saying
million. You paid him 25 million a year.
That's a lot of money.
You paid-
Yes, that's a lot of money.
Cam, and I'm saying this right now. Cam Thomas is a superstar. You offered him
Offensively,
he's a superstar. He's a superstar.
only offensively though.
We don't say
Only.
that about Brunson. We don't say that about Cam. About Luka. We just say they're a superstar. Cam Thomas, with all eyes on him, on one of the better teams in the league, scored 40. You saw it yesterday, the other day with Cleveland. They're picking him about 40 feet, double teaming him, and letting anybody else shoot.
He's amazing offensively.
And he's still
He's-
doing
he's
it.
amazing.
Cam Thomas is a superstar, and Sean Marks will forever regret not offering him a serious contract.
Just don't play defense and just small physically. That's the
Nah,
problem.
Do we say that about Brunson?
Physical.
Do we say that Brunson's only a superstar offensively?
Or
Or do we just say he's a superstar?
is he a superstar? I mean,
Brunson?
I don't know. You think so? I don't put him in a superstar level.
What does a superstar
I don't put him in a
do?
superstar level.
What is a superstar?
Superstar is like Jokic, Giannis.
Well, those are superstars too.
Jokic, Giannis. I guess SVJ, SGA, SVJ, SGA. I don't even like his game like that, but so skinny. But I don't know how he gets 30 points. I don't even get it. NBA is pretty soft. I'm not gonna lie. NBA is pretty soft people. Man.
This is exactly the problem with
Gary,
the qualifying
they're
offer.
soft. NBA is soft. You old school, Gary. You know that. You old school, Gary.
Peoples, let me try to.
Yes.
This is the problem with the qualifying offer, the mess of negotiations. When Cam has outings like this, the narrative can change constantly. Personally, I will not go superstar route because I told Breezy on his show if Cam could do this for 10 to 15 games, then he has really turned over a new leaf. But we've seen this from Cam, and I give it to Cam. He busted his head today. He has a fractured nose, and the guy is still offensively doing what he does. It's just this was the problem when you sign the qualifying offer. Performances like this, yes, it's a high note for him and his future money, but at the same time, it's teams looking, hey, if I have an injury, I might call Brooklyn about Cam and get basically nothing for him, essentially. So it's like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't with this Cam Thomas situation. There's a lot of people that see him on a superstar level, others that want to see a lot more. At the end of the day, he had the 40 points, but he had 0 assists, and everybody's looking for consistency. I agree, Gary, that
did he have 0 assists? Okay, I didn't even realize that.
He got 0 assists.
No, but that's just a consistency
Iverson used
factor.
to do that. Yeah, okay. Let me get Scott. Scott, I want to pass the ball. 40 points, 0 assists. You take the good with the good, the bad with the bad. There was the 4-point play, right? When the Nets was starting to get blown out, Cam Thomas comes in, steps in, hits the 4-point play, slows the momentum, then carries him back in the game in the third quarter after the injury.
Right.
So I want to ask you, is Cam Thomas a superstar? If not, what does a superstar do that Cam Thomas doesn't?
He is. I mean, he's I don't know. It's a tough word to say superstar, but I would say a very, very good player. He has a skill set that a lot of players don't have. He can score. He can when he get hot, he's going to do his thing. He's just on a bad team, a bad organization right now. He's being led like a piece of meat to wolves. But he has a skill set that that nobody on this team has. You got to have a killer instinct to shoot like that, man. And he's
I want to ask you a question.
A long time.
You're my age or older. You've been around a long time, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember Marbury's tenure on the Knicks?
Yes,
on the Nets. I'm sorry, on the Nets.
Yes.
It was kind of the same thing, right? It was
it was the same thing.
It's Marbury at that time. I know his career kind of went haywire, but at that time, Marbury was a superstar, was he not?
Yes, he was.
That's my point about Cam Thomas.
Yeah, he kind of you hit it right on the nail, Gary. He reminds me of Marbury when he was on the Nets.
I don't know about a top tier superstar. Maybe he was a star. I don't know
Oh,
about a
he was
top tier.
he was well. Then
I
that's
don't know
what
about
I
all
was
that.
saying. I don't know about superstar, but
Yeah, I don't know
he
about
has
all
a
that.
skill set that can't. You can put him in the top 10 in the
Mm,
league.
John,
it's
he
It's
can
like three
carry.
guys right now:
wait,
Steph
wait,
Curry,
what?
Jokic,
Peoples,
and
peoples, what, Gary?
Giannis.
Peoples,
Three
wait, what,
superstars,
Gary?
I think. That's it.
He
Three
can
superstars.
carry a team. He single-handedly brought you back into the game. Nobody else was doing anything today. Michael Porter Jr. was
Wasn't
not
shooting
particularly
well.
hot today.
Nope.
Yeah, no one else was getting going.
No,
Cam
nobody's
Thomas
going.
just got you back. And you lost because you suck, but he got you all the way back in the game and got you a lead in the fourth quarter.
No,
Like,
listen.
MPJ
Wait,
is so bad
wait,
defensively.
Peoples,
MPJ.
listen. All
okay,
valid points.
we're gonna get to that.
Wait,
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, my
So
bad. My bad.
all valid points about Cam, and the playmaking was horrible today. Nobody was connected whatsoever. So of course Cam went into a superpower offensively, but you also have to think: would he be doing this on other teams, or would his role be somewhat less? And at the end of the day, I do value what Cam gives you offensively. The playmaking is a work in progress, but it's the lack of height, the lack of athletic ability, the
Yes.
lack of top
Yes.
defense. You look at guys like Giannis, even SGA. He's not great defensively, but he still gives you defensive effort if you watch his game. Those are what superstars are. They carry you in different instances. Cam offensively could carry you, but the other parts of the skill set, you have to build a lot around him. An
Yeah, but you
organization,
don't.
Gary,
The
has
only thing is,
an organization, Gary, has shown that they really can't do that around Cam because they don't value him for one, and they don't want to give him the money he wants. So it's like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't with this
well,
Cam Thomas
then
situation.
you're not
I
trying
want
to build a
to. Go ahead,
team.
Scott.
Yeah, I'm
I
sorry.
agree. You're not trying to build a team.
You
You're
got to
not
put
trying
I
to.
agree with
four
Scott.
great defenders around him. Four great defenders, and then Cam Thomas. But also that can score. The four great defenders that can score, pretty decently. And then you put Cam Thomas, they're going to win 50 games. You know what I mean?
If
But
you
it
can
has to
get
be
me, got
four
yeah.
great defenders in a starting lineup. Four great defenders.
Well, he
Like
can't
a
be the
top
only
tier
person
defenders,
on the
Jerry.
team. You need a
Guys that can
Top
hit
tier.
team.
shots, guys that can hit threes. So when they collapse on Cam can kick it
Yes.
out and they can hit
Yes.
threes. Yeah.
But the guys who play above the average defense, like above average defense and like 6'9", 6'10", 6'9",
And I'm saying
6'10" guys,
like the
something like that.
Sixers did that when they had
Something like that.
Iverson. The Warriors
Something like that.
do with Steph, and Steph's not that bad. Oh, he kind of is now, but like
Steph Curry is superstar though. He's a real
right.
superstar, Gary.
But what
He's
I'm
a real
saying is, you
superstar.
build a defense around him. If your best player is a liability defensively, then put good defensive players around him.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Four
Yeah.
guys. So you got to put other four guys got to be above average, and then you can win 45 to 50 games with Cam Thomas. But if you
Uh,
don't have a four great defenders, right,
You know
right,
what I?
Scott,
You
it's
know
not
what I
gonna
get,
happen.
Gary,
It's
is
not gonna
that I don't see why the Nets wouldn't want him. That's the thing I don't get.
He got a
positionless.
heart though. He's so small. He got
It's
a heart.
positionless
He got a heart.
basketball, Scott. That's what all the
Yeah, but
NBA
that's
teams are doing,
listen.
and it's
They
like you can't have him be your cornerstone guy. I agree offensively, he's
oh
dynamic,
come
but
on,
it's the other
man.
skill sets that make it tough.
I
Defense,
know
height,
everybody wants
athleticism.
European basketball and think that it works because Jokic and stuff like that. It doesn't
You-
necessarily work in the NBA.
Scott,
Jokic
How
is an
teams think
anomaly.
it
That's
does.
why.
Scott, I'm not
Scott,
saying you're
Jokic
wrong,
is an
but there's
anomaly.
nothing we can do to change that. The organization made their bed. Jean Marc said on his podcast visit, we're embracing the positionless era. And it's like with Cam Thomas tonight, he had to break away from Jordy's system just to give us a chance to fight back in this game. Would really have actually come back in this game if Cam was just playmaking, finding guys for open shots, and we would have lost by 30 and 40 points.
Yeah,
Cam
because
played
they
his
can't
own
make no
game, and that is
shots.
what is going to be tough when we get towards December, because if Cam has these 30, 40-point games and we're still a mediocre trash team because we're trying to get a top pick, you wonder what teams are going to start calling the Nets, and what does Sean Marks want for Cam? Like, that is what the problem is here. It's not that Cam isn't helping us. It's just that it feels like the bet has already been made
Could
because of
you
how bad
imagine?
the
Could you,
negotiations have been for 4 years with Cam
John? Could you
Thomas.
imagine? Could you imagine the Basta with Cam Thomas?
That could be
Oh, that
fun,
would be.
but
That's
that could
crazy.
be that
That's
could be
crazy.
fun. But the thing is,
He's
Scott,
he's gone, Scott. He's gone. He's not coming
I
back.
know. I
That's
know.
just it. Will he re-sign with us? No. If a team is
Hell
willing to
no.
give him more
Hell
than what
no.
we're giving, he's gone. Like, you got to realize that. I think me, Gary, and others just realize the writing is on the wall. No matter if Cam has 40, 50, or 60-point games, this organization was willing to say, Cam, you're worth $15 million or less. Take it or leave it. And Cam's like, okay, I'll just take $6 million. That was it.
We need
That was it.
guys. We
Steph
need to.
Curry is one of the 5 greatest players of all time. Yeah, is Steph
Yes.
better than Cam Thomas? Yes. Okay, but
Of course.
that's Steph.
Of
Come on.
course, man. That's Steph Curry. What are you talking about, man? Motherfucking God, man. That fucking. You seen what he did the last game when you
That's what,
you
like,
don't even look for the rim.
is
You don't
Steph
even look
better
at
than
the rim,
Cam?
man.
Yes,
You don't
but
even
like,
look
what
at
are
the
we
rim,
saying
yeah.
here? That's not that. Go
He got
ahead.
4 championships, man. He got
And
four
again,
championships.
this is the problem with what Gary said about Sean Marks. Look what he's done in the last 10 years. Superstars wanted off this team. Role players like Mikal wanted off this team. Now Cam Thomas, who's essentially your best option right now, was like, bro, if you ain't paying what I'm worth, I'm bouncing. So it's like, how can you build a sustainable team when the front office played a divisive part in this? They couldn't tank last year. And look at guys like Dylan Harper that are cooking the guys we drafted. These are the consequences. You reap what you sow. And this is what
Yes.
we're dealing with right now.
Yes.
We've dealt with heartbreak in the past, so it's like Cam, yes, great performance today, but it's like, will he be here next year to relish in that?
No,
I don't
no.
We,
think so right now. That's the
we gotta
problem.
we gotta guys we gotta trade him for 2026 or 27
Ain't
unprotected
happen.
first
Ain't
round
happen.
pick.
Well,
Ain't
Ain't
hang
happen.
on, but hang
Nobody's
protected.
on.
giving up
How?
that for him.
How?
No.
Somebody gonna
Guys,
take him?
guys,
Somebody can
I want
score
to,
40
I want to
points.
ask,
Somebody
to
will
ask a
take him.
question.
Somebody
I
will take
want to
him.
ask a question. So let me ask you this question:
Somebody
If
will take
Cam
him.
is doing this, if Cam's scoring 30 a night, right, like this, he has the right to decline any trade. He knows that he's a free
Yes.
agent next year. Is he? If I'm scoring 30 a night, I'm upping my value every night.
Facts.
Would I accept the trade, or would I say no? I'm going to play out the
It,
season and then I'm going to sign else. I'm not accepting a trade.
Nah, he's
I'm going
gonna
to play
accept
here and
it.
score 30 a night.
He's
it,
gonna
it, de-
accept the
it
trade.
depends where he wants to go. I know you guys talked about Torrey Eason and our own pick back from the Rockets. That's one option because Kevin Durant would vouch for him. The other options are tough. Pacers could be an option because look at their guard depth. It's getting
Yes.
destroyed right now. They have like 8 or 9 guards on the DL right now. So
We
that's a
take
team
all
to
the
vouch
draft
for.
picks.
And
We
and
take all the
maybe
draft picks.
Milwaukee. That's about it. I don't see other teams that would be interested in giving Cam an actual role. I think Bucks, Pacers, and Rockets might be your best options for Cam. But like
Give
Gary
us
just said, well, wait, people, it's like Gary just said. It depends on if Cam wants to go there. I think he want to go play with Kevin Durant because that's a guy who would vouch for him and give him actual playing time. The other two teams, he probably have to accept a slightly lesser role when certain players come back. So it's like the options are not really there fully. But it's not impossible. It's just this is what
I
happens when you don't do good business with your own players. At least a
I
crap like
do
this.
think I do think that the one team that he would accept a trade to is Houston. Like
Yeah,
if you could figure out a trade with Houston to get that pick back, to get the protection, the swap back, right? That pick,
yeah.
I would do that, right? But I think Cam Thomas would accept that. But for a guy on an expiring deal who you're only going to get as a rental, would Houston make that trade?
Give us
I,
Benedict Mathurin and first round pick.
no,
We
we ain't
take
You're
it.
getting
not
that.
getting
Stop,
We
stop,
that.
take
stop.
it.
We ain't
You're
getting it.
not
We ain't
getting
getting that.
Yo,
that.
you know you what? Why not? Why
He's
not?
got a
People, come
Anything's
handful of
on.
games
possible.
left on his schedule.
Anything.
He's got
Anything.
on his contract. He's got a handful of games
I'm
left.
I'm saying, what would you guys be okay with that? Benedict Mathurin and first round pick?
It's not. It wouldn't happen.
100%. Yeah, but you're not
It
getting
wouldn't
that.
happen. It wouldn't
100%. I would
happen.
take that right
Let's
now, but you're not
see.
getting
Let's
that.
see. NBA
No,
long season. So
no, but
let's
wait,
see.
Gary
See
asked
what
if the
happens.
Rockets would do that or Cam would do that. I think they both would if Cam gets playing time, but at the same time, Cam would have to accept a way lesser salary. I think they're going to offer him up to $7 million next year, but that's Cam Thomas consequences. He took the qualifying offer, so it's like Cam, you got to reap what you sow here. This is where Sean and Joe have really no say in this. It's Cam. If you want to go play somewhere else, you got to be willing to take less money because you put yourself as well in the
You don't have a
situation.
great
I
agent.
think
You don't have a
Rockets would
great
make.
agent.
I think Rockets would make sense, especially getting your own pick back. And it's a safety net pick. Will it really be another lottery pick like next year? Probably not, but it's a safety pick where you're in control going forward of all your picks and other teams' picks. So you have to make winning moves after that. So
Yeah,
it just
let's be
depends on
let's
Yeah,
be a
who tries to
lottery
get
let me
that
pick
get, let
done.
me
again
get,
next
let me
year.
get, guys,
Let's be a
let me get
lottery
Jamal.
team.
Jamal hasn't talked yet.
Let's
He's
be a
been here for a minute. Jamal, you want to get in on this Cam Thomas situation? Would Cam Thomas accept a trade to Houston? And would Houston make that trade? Would Houston want to bring Cam Thomas in and
So,
also then take that, take the swap back, right? Give us our pick back in 27.
so I'm about to say, y'all want to be bad for 2 more years.
I don't
Yes.
want to
That's
be
what y'all
dead for two
saying.
Yes,
more
we
years,
take
but
the
I don't see
lotteries too.
another way.
We take the
Let me
lottery picks.
let me ask Jamal. Jamal, I don't want to be bad for any more years. I just don't see how we're not going to be. I don't see a path out of hell until 2027. But I'll let you answer the question.
I, me personally, like, if that's the route that everybody wants to go, where it's like you just be bad for 2 more years, because they said this is gonna be the last year. But if they end up getting their pick back, they will have no choice but to be bad again, right?
Right.
Facts.
So if that did happen, I don't know if Houston got enough money to keep Cam. To be honest with you, I don't know how their contracts is working out because you still have Van Fleet under contract, under a new contract, but he got this torn ACL. You just
That's
paid
only one more
KD.
year. It's only one more
Yeah,
year
but
though.
you sure? I thought they re-signed him.
It it's a two
I'll
year
look at
it's
Van
a
Vliet's
it's a
contract
two
now. I'll
year
look it
deal.
up.
It's for this year and next year, so you only have
Oh,
one
okay.
more left. Yeah.
But you still got Cam that's a free agent next year. So I don't know how they would make it
We,
work. And then
we
you
got to
still
move
got
MPJ at Claxton too. Both of them.
you got my thing is you're gonna have to go through a whole rebuild. A whole
Facts.
rebuild.
Facts.
That's the whole thing. And if you're
We
gonna
t-
if you're gonna if you're gonna strip it down, then strip it down. But you gotta have a direction first. We don't have a direction at all.
at all. Don't have it. But it all depends on this motherfucking draft lottery. This draft lottery
Come on,
lottery
they
night.
need to forget about
This
that, man.
this draft
Cause,
lottery
cause
night. We
I'm being
can't be
honest with
screwed
you.
again. We can't get
Cause I'm
screwed
being
again.
honest with you too.
We
Cause
can't.
when you're in a place like this where you don't know if you're keeping what you're keeping or you don't know if you're doing a rebuild or you don't know if you're doing a retool. Mind you, you got Jody. Jody seemed like the type that don't want to wait around.
Yeah,
He was
I'm with you.
mad. He was mad. Y'all
Well,
seen
guys,
He
him?
yeah he
He
remember
wa-
when they
he wanted to
hired
walk
Jordan,
off
they had
before the game.
Bridges, and they were trying to get an all-star to play with Bridges, right? They were trying to get Mitchell, they're trying to get other guys to play, and that's when Jordy took the job. He took the job as if they were going to try to compete, and then the Bridges trade came in. They got the 5 or 6 first-round picks, so that changed everything. But yeah, Jordy never came here to tank. Jordy wants to win every night.
Yeah.
exactly. So if you're gonna do a whole rebuild instead of a retool, you got to think about that too. Jody might not be in for that, so he might even ask for to be let out his contract.
I
And
think
you're
we'll
gonna
be
be
okay with
starting
that.
all over again. I'm just saying you're gonna be starting all over again with a brand new coach, a brand new everything.
We'll be
Again,
okay
I
with
want,
that.
uh,
I want to get to Jamal and Scott on this question because I know where you are on this, John, but I want Jamal and Scott too. I point this out every day. And the Nets got destroyed on the boards today. At what
Uh,
point do you give Sharp the minutes that you're giving to Claxton? Like, when do you say Sharp's going to play with the starters? He's the better rebounder. They're a plus number every day with Sharp, and they're a minus huge number every day with Claxton. At what point do you
Gary's crazy.
say Sharp's our starting center? I'm being
Gary,
serious.
wow.
Scott, you want to go
Yeah,
first?
yeah. I would have started shop today. Be honest with you. I
Gary's
would have
is
started shop
wild, man.
today because I think he needs to show. He got paid. He needs to show his skill set on the court, on the stage. You know what I'm saying? He's ready. I mean, he's not going to get any much better, and he's not going to be able to show his skill set if he don't get the playing time. So he needs the time. I mean, Claxton, we know what Claxton is. Honestly, Claxton to me was never a center. But I get why they put him at center because they want that motion type center.
Oh,
I
man.
I I can't figure that out.
Let me ask you this question, though,
I
Scott. He's
can't
not
figure
a
it out.
center, right? Because he can't guard centers. Like, he gets dominated by Bismarck Biombo.
I need to
Right.
smoke for
But
this.
he's also not a 4 because he has no offensive game and can't stretch at all, right? So he's not a 5 and he's not a 4. That's the problem.
Yeah, I know. That's the issue. But it's not like you can pull a center out of your hat. Every team in the league wants a center.
He's not a
Me,
center,
they
though.
do.
He's not a center, Scott.
If you got a big 4, like if you have Randall at the 4, maybe you can play him at the 5, right?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who
You
you
need-
guys
Are
are you guys talking about Nicholas? Are you guys talking
Yeah,
about? He's
we're
not a
talking about
center,
Nicholas.
man. He's not a center,
I
Scott.
agree with you, but I'm trying to say, like,
No
in
way.
the right situation, could he play the 5, right? Like, if I have Randall or Cat at the 4,
If
could
you
he
had
play
a
the-
banger at the 4 or a scorer at the 4, it wouldn't matter.
Yes.
It wouldn't matter. You wouldn't lean on him so much.
Yeah, if you got a
But in
banger,
the
you
case
can put Claxton.
of like where you
Put
got
Claxton.
Cam Thomas playing and you have no force in the paint,
Yeah.
it makes it even harder for your skill set players to play.
not getting a whole lot of physicality right now, Scott. So it's like I understand what you're saying about why Keeper Claxton helps with the physicality aspect, but at the same time, he can only do so much. And you look at teams
Yeah.
like Pacers, look at teams like Boston, or even Lakers, the 8 move is not really paying off. Like those are teams that could give Claxton the role. He doesn't have to do a whole lot, just play defense and rebound. Whereas with us, Claxton's never going to give you more than 10 or 11 or 12 points just because he has to defensively play a lot of effort against the best opposing bigs in the NBA. So it's like moving off of Claxton is important because you have Danny Wolf in the wing, see what he's made of. Clowney's got to show us a lot more. And then the Cam Thomas situation, it's already kind of set in stone. Like at the end of the day, Cam and Claxton are homegrown guys, but Claxton, the contract isn't working. For Cam, the organization has never really validated Cam is that guy. So to what Jamal said, you got to break it down to the nub. Unfortunately, this organization doesn't know what the hell they've been doing the last few years. What we do have is a potential chance to draft a top 3 franchise guy next year and use this Flatbush 5 to make a core 6 and see what can happen. Right now, we're just going through the motions, trying to get to that point while trying to see who could be part of this team next year. There are a lot of guys on this team right now that could be on other teams competing and trying to win and stuff like that. And for us, we need the flexibility and to figure out who are going to be core pieces. And we just have more question marks right now than answers, but we kind of already know who's going to go where at this point. It's just when.
Jamal, you want to get in? I want to put the question to you. Jamal, you want to get in on the Sharp versus Claxton thing?
To be honest with you, Sharp is the same old Sharp he's been since he came into the NBA. He make dumb mistakes. He's boneheaded when it come to fouls. He hip check what's his name, Castle or
Saw that.
He
Vassell.
gets some fouls. He does.
Like
That's a
he
problem.
picks up
That's a problem.
stupid fouls for no reason. For no reason at all. He's not disciplined enough. Also, I just wanted to bring this stat up, right? The first game that the Spurs played against Dallas, Anthony Davis was negative 24 and Flag was negative 29. So the pluses and minuses don't really matter sometimes.
Yeah,
It don't really tell a tale of what really went on during the game.
No, it don't.
Claxton was the only reason why Wemby didn't have a good first half in a way. He really started heating up in the second half. But I don't argue. I'm making this thing where I'm not gonna argue about Claxton no more. If people want to get rid of him, that's their choice. I think, to be honest with you, I'd like to see him with Wemby. To be honest with you,
I was just going to
at
ask
this
that
point.
question. Like, it's saying, I don't know if they have the cap for it. I don't know how that trade would look. I guess we could take on Barnes. Like, but how would that work? Right? Would that? I mean,
We could
who
get
would
I don't
maybe
see it.
Keldon. Maybe we could get Keldon Johnson.
Johnson? Yeah.
They don't need Claxton. They have, I think, enough to eventually trade for a bigger upgrade than Claxton. You have Wemby. Like they tried to experiment with something like that in Minnesota and it didn't work. Having another big with Rudy for a little while, so it's like, is that going to work with Wemby? I don't think so. They have
But
Wemby.
Rudy is different. Rudy is different than Clax.
Yes, he
Rudy
is.
is way different than Clax.
Rudy's got 2 left feet. Claxton can move. Rudy has to guard the 5s, right? With Wemby, you can have Wemby guard the 5s. You can have Clax guard the 5s, depending on who it is. You can move them around. Gobert can only guard one player on the court, and that's the other team's game.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
I just don't know if I see them making that move though. But the Spurs definitely have a solid young core. They're a move away from really contending. Like their young core is solid. What Dylan Harper did today, scary. And it's just this is why you have to hit next year's draft out of the freaking park. No more BS. No more what ifs. We need good character guys. Get the talent. I gotta stop hearing about this good character. Gary, wait. I know Jalen Will said 9 points today, but the only reason he made this roster wasn't because his skill set got any better. It's because he's a good character guy that can knock 3-point shots down. Come on.
Kind of. Once in a while, he gets it.
Yeah.
Today. Once in a while, he can knock 3-point shots down. That's it.
But that's it. He's not worked on playmaking, defense, rebounding. Tyrese Martin dunked before Jalen Wilson dunked. Like,
That's a nasty throwdown. Shout out Tyrese Martin.
Come on. Like, this is hilarious. Like, I'm surprised that so many people, Gary, I'm surprised so many people thought we were going to replicate last year because the organization was dumb enough to have so many vets. Everything's playing out like it should this year. But you have to figure out who is not a part of this team's long-term future. We have an idea. It's just this front office has to be busy around December 15th and February 5th, and let's just see where we're at the end of this year, which should be in a position to draft as high as freaking possible.
My thing is that, like when you look at the rookies that other teams, whatever you want to say, are lottery pick, draft pick, the top 3, you could actually see their skill set regardless of, of looking at our rookies. When you look at our rookies that we got on our team, whose skill set stands out regardless of what situation you put him in? Like Yeagor's skill set, he hasn't shown that he can go to the paint.
His dribbling is a little questionable. I'm noticing the
that's
dribbling is
then,
questionable.
this is basketball. This is basketball, ain't it? Are we talking basketball?
Yeah, but
not
Yeah,
being
I mean,
able
you
to
do
dribble
got
is
to
a
dribble.
problem. Yeah.
You have to
gotta
dribble, man. Yeah, you have to
If
dribble.
you getting somebody with already a hampered skill set, the development is going to take years at this level.
then what about the
Look at
Seraph
J.K.
one? Wait. What about the
Where
Seraph one? This guy has Euro
Dylan Harper
experience.
showed all skill sets in college.
Yeah, but Scott, what about Seraph? He has Euro experience. He's actually played
Yeah, but
more than some of the guys we
knew
drafted,
he
and he
wasn't
can't
a
even hit
great
a jump
shooter
shot.
when we got him.
He can't even touch
he played in
rim
the Euro
with a
League,
three.
man.
We
That's
knew
not an
that
NBA.
from the beginning.
It's not
Did
an
we?
NBA.
Yes.
Then
He
why
wasn't
not
a great
draft him
shooter.
if we
He
knew
wasn't
this?
a great shooter. Euro is different than the NBA.
It's different.
We
Mad
know,
In
Scott.
United
Scott, we
States.
know that, but
Your
still,
top
we're talking about
skilled
development.
players are Americans. Your top skilled players are Americans.
Actually, some of our top skilled players are Euro guys who've won MVP
Yeah, but
awards the
those
last few
are
years.
unicorns. Those are unicorns.
Is Shea a unicorn? Or is he just a great player?
Well,
I mean,
Shea
Joker's a
you
unicorn. Joker's a
consider
unicorn.
Canada not
But I'm
American
about to say,
basketball?
Canada is right there.
You
A couple
don't
hours
consider
away from New
that?
York.
You want to
Well,
I
go
didn't say that.
he's
I
still
didn't,
not
I didn't say
American.
that. No, I
You
didn't
wanna
say
go
it. But you
over-
said
listen,
no. But when you
listen to what
said
I'm
unicorn
saying.
players, you said unicorn players. There's levels too. You got to remember that too.
Listen, don't
But
let
John,
that
hold
fool
on,
you. Don't let that
Scott.
fool you.
But you got to realize too, John, how long it took for Shea to reach where he is right now.
Like
You
7
forget
years.
OKC.
It
Remember
took
OKC
about
was
6
talking about,
years, but he was
6
skilled a
years.
few years before he won the title.
but OKC was talking about trading him before he even had that breakout season.
Yeah, but still, they didn't, and he grew his game a lot.
He talking about Canada like it's way across the ocean.
No, Scott, you say unicorn
But
players.
Canada's a whole
You gotta
different
be a little
world,
more
though.
specific
You've been to
there.
Canada,
Joker's a
Dude,
unicorn
you
player.
can play American players in Canada on a regular basis.
All right, back to the topic at hand here with the
See,
Seraph thing.
nobody want to face
No,
that
Scott,
fact.
you talk about the
John,
development things.
if Sean missed on his picks, he should be fired.
He should have been fired 10 years ago. Wait, Scott. 10 years ago, he should have been fired.
I'm
Now
telling
we're having
you
a
right
stunning
now.
moment when you're with this. Come on.
He should have gotten fired after the big three breakup.
It's coming
That's what he
together
should have
moment
got
about
fired.
that. Come on.
But
For 10
Big
years.
Three was no family. That Nets team, there was no family.
But it was
gotta
a
be
way.
family
but
to
it
win the
was
championship. You gotta
But
be family.
people. It was a way that the trades was dealt. You get what I'm saying? He could have got way much more back in return for a lot of his other players.
Yo, you talking about James Harden? Yo, that shit
Yeah,
was
the James Harden
Sean
trade,
Marks.
The
Kangaroo
Kyrie
Jack,
trade.
man.
the
Kangaroo
Kyrie
Jack gotta
trade.
go.
You know what I'm saying?
talking
It's
about
just
savants.
it was questionable. It was questionable trades that
You
he could have got
talking about
more in
NBA
return for.
savants.
Yo,
You
he
talking
got
about NBA
Andre Drummond
savants.
and wrong Curry. He got wrong Curry and Andre Drummond for
Yeah, no,
James
And
let
he
me.
could have got Maxey.
And Ben Simmons don't
That's what I'm
count because
saying.
Ben Simmons is
You go to the Sixers and
fucking
you say,
crazy,
okay,
man.
here's the
That shit
trade.
was
The
fucking
trade is
crazy,
Ben
bro.
Simmons and Maxey for Harden, or there's no trade. What would you like
Seriously.
to do?
There we
They
go.
have to make
That's it.
They have
But
to make it.
Nets fans, we all hate Sean Marks. Everybody knows that. Real Nets fans, we fucking hate him. That's it.
He fell for the James Harden injury. If I was a real boss, I would have said Harden. We have Kyrie coming back. Katie's here. Let's give us one more shot in the playoffs against Boston, who we beat the year before. And if we win, great. If not, we trade you where you want to go. But oh no, we got to get Ben Simmons on the team. Waive his medical record because it's so important. This organization is lucky they still have employment, considering how badly this was botched up.
Yo,
And it's
how is
crazy
he
that we even
employed,
have
man?
all
They would
these
have
picks.
fired me.
It is
6 months.
crazy we have all these
6 months.
picks.
They would have fired me.
But the whole thing is, the reason why I'm mad at Sean Marks is not because of the Harden trade so much. Because if a player don't want to be here, they don't want to be here. They're gonna do stuff to sabotage themselves anyway. So you
What about
might as
drafting
well just move
Whitehead?
them.
What about drafting
No,
Whitehead?
the reason why I'm saying the Marks deal was messed up was because he didn't negotiate the way he should have negotiated, and then on top of that,
What does he have
shoulda
negotiated?
exactly. But he should have never. My thing is, once the deal fell through, You can't get certain players. You don't trade James Harden where he wants to go.
Yeah.
You
Trade him
making
to
my life a
fucking
living hell.
Texas.
I'm gonna make your life a living hell. You know
Exactly,
what I'm saying?
but that's not Sean Marks' MO. He always has to have this, oh, I take care of everybody thing. No, you don't. Look at
Yeah,
Cam
you'd be like,
Thomas. You wait. You stopped the buck
that's
with Cam, but
crazy.
you had no problem
That's
overpaying
crazy.
Claxton, Johnson, all these other guys. But Cam Thomas, man, the guy who's actually giving you the offensive points. Oh, no, it's not good enough for me because they don't do what Cam did, which is shoot the occasional three and peak at 28. Or Claxton, who has some of the worst plus or minus performances, but hey, he gives you 10-10, every 2 or 3 games. It's like, what are you doing here?
He's making 19 more million dollars than Cam Thomas.
And
That's
let's
That's
not
all y'all
forget
gotta
the
know.
Alan
That's all y'all gotta know.
Crabtree.
J-Rock Sharp is making more money than Cam Thomas.
$19 million, Gary. He making 19 more million dollars than Cam Thomas.
More. It's disrespectful. And like I said to open the show, Cam Thomas is we can say superstar. He can carry a team offensively, and you don't want to keep him. Which tells me, like what Scott said earlier, you're not looking to build a team. If you don't want that guy, you're not looking to build it. I would have, like I said 3 times, I would have offered Cam Thomas $80 million for 4 years. Let him say no to it.
Yep.
He's not going to say no to it.
No, he's not going to say
Or,
no
or,
to it.
or even a 2-year, $40 million contract where he's making 20 the first year. The second year could be an option or not. Like, we could have found a way to get through this first year without having to worry about, oh, is Cam going to be here in 3 months? But no, we have to have all this drama because Sean Marks has to be justified in his decision-making skills. This is just a problem. Even in a rebuild, it's a messy situation. It shouldn't be this messy.
You're going to get pennies on the dollars. Peoples, because
but they're gonna trade him.
He's a rental. I agree, but now you're only going to get peanuts on the dollar, on pennies on the dollar, because he's on an expiring deal.
If he guarantees that he signs the extension, whoever the teams that he's going to, Sean Marks better not fuck this up. Oh my God!
He already did.
He already did, and he's going to
do
that. You already
Come
know
on,
that.
this was already screwed up. Just like with the Clark situation. Do we have to repay him? No, but we had to because he's homegrown. Like, stop.
$25 million. He made $27.5 million last year.
But John,
he made $27.5 million last year.
But you got to realize, for what Claxton was doing during the time he got paid, it was reasonable.
With the stars, I agree with you, but it's without the stars, Jamal. That's when you look to see if the player's actually building their game up or they're just doing what they used to do. Claxton's still doing the same things, just without star guys, and now everybody's looking at what he does and goes, hey, maybe I'll give up a protected pick for this guy. But he's worth no unprotected picks because he doesn't have the stars anymore around him. That's the unfortunate truth with Claxton's game.
But
he does certain things good, but he doesn't do anything spectacular unless he's got a Luka, a KD next to him.
But why don't we get that type of player then? If that's the case, if we know what makes him better, you know what I'm saying? If we know what makes him better, why are they not seeing what we see then?
But you can find people like Claxton. Oh, excuse me, Claxton.
You're right, Jamal.
Excuse me, Claxton. You can't find people like that.
That's why superstars.
It's Claxton, Gary. It's Claxton. Keep on clanking. That's what I be saying. Nicholas,
I got you, people.
I will say this. It'll be interesting if we could see Nolan play some basketball tomorrow. We have a back-to-back tomorrow. We should see Powell, Wolf, and Nolan all play. If they're not playing, then I'm going, what the hell are we doing here? This must be about development, but I got to watch the Tank Commander Saraf watch another 18 minutes, missing threes.
But Jody don't want to lose.
Because they wasted so much energy.
Jamal, you watch the exhibition games with the Bassa, Peterson, and Boozer. This might be the best top 3 draft class potentially this 21st century. If you see what these guys have done.
But that's what I'm trying to say. The organization is divided. Sean Marks is not being honest, bro. He's not telling Jody. He's not telling Jody, hey, listen, we want to lose. You think he's telling Jody that in meetings?
But look at the product, man.
If that was the case,
wait. You want to talk about honesty, Gary? Did you hear Yegor confess to Brian Lewis that he actually suffered his injury pre-draft? It wasn't during Summer League when Sean Marks said it on Media Day. It was actually pre-draft. So we're talking about honesty from Sean Marks.
That's a fucking liar.
That's what Mark. When they described the injury, it sounded like it was a lingering thing. Mark. It's like that doesn't sound right. The story's not really checking.
But
Mark.
I don't know why y'all so surprised when that's Sean Marks' MO. He liked injured players.
Liar.
But no, he loved injured players. You don't realize that he loved injured players.
Yo, Derek
He's gonna
Whitehead, man.
he's gonna take
Derek
you.
Whitehead.
He's gonna
Yeah,
take you. If you injured, he's gonna take you
Yeah,
automatically.
but why
That's
play him
it.
during summer league? If he was if he was injured already, why not just rest him these 4 summer league games and he would have been ready by training camp? He's actually now playing off the bench because this organization is so idiotic. They'll draft the injured guy, but they won't let him rest and be available. Like we have to watch Ben Surratt start because they couldn't let Yegor rest during summer league. Like I can't with
Let me
this.
address that, right? Like the reason why because he didn't want to. What he has is an inflammation thing, right? So if you lay off of it, it's okay.
Mhm.
Now, as soon as you run back on it, it's inflamed again, right? So my guess is Marks didn't want to alarm anyone and say the guy I just overdrafted, the 8th overall pick, is injured.
Overdrafted.
Right.
I can't.
I'm not. I like it, but he wasn't projected to go 8th. He was projected
No.
to go 13th or 15th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
15. Yeah, like 15.
Yeah. So they
15.
overdrafted. Now I overdrafted the guy who's hurt. I'm going to look real foolish if I do that. So I'm just going to play him and hope for the best. Well, every time we ran on it, it got worse and worse until he had to pull him out, right? So it was just like he was trying to get away with this. Like, all right, it's not that bad. It's just an inflammation thing. Well, every time you run on it, that's when you hurt it. And when
Exactly.
you're resting it, it's fine. But when you go, so he tried to hide it and it backfired on him.
Yeah, and now we got this Danny Wolf phantom ankle injury. I didn't hear no reports this guy actually sprained his ankle. I'm just hearing a designation. I can't with this.
What? Sprained his ankle doing what? What was he doing?
He was playing great in training camp and preseason in like 5 or 10 minutes, stuffing up the stat sheet 5, 5, and 5, 10 and 5. And it's like, oh, we can't start this guy because Claxton has to get his value up. We just got to commit this year. Play the young guys as much as possible, and you'll be fine. But no, we got to win because Jordy wants to win.
Let the kids play. Just let the kids play, man. It doesn't matter.
Gary,
We're gonna win like 15 games.
Gary,
We're gonna
why
win
are
15
they,
games.
Gary, why are they starting Terrence Mann in 3 games? This guy hasn't done anything. Play him off the bench like he usually does, and his value will get up. Why are we starting Terrence Mann? This just like
I don't know why Terrence Mann hasn't been traded. Like I love Terrence. He's a decent player. When he got traded here, he tweeted. He tweeted, "So glad to be home in Brooklyn." And 30 seconds later, he took it down. He's like, "Wait a second. I'm probably going to get traded by tomorrow."
That message is still loading.
Terrence Mann played. Put a little bit more effort in the second half, though.
A little more effort, but Zaire has outplayed him. And the sad thing is, Zaire hurt his back, which that stinks. I hope he comes back as soon as possible. And now we have to see more Terrence Mann minutes. It's like if you want to raise his value up, play him off the bench in limited spurts. You play him for 20, 30 minutes, and he's giving you a 5-3 ratio. That's not making his value better.
The rookie's coming back next game, John. Rookie's coming back.
They got it tomorrow.
Because it's back to back.
We got to see Nolan, Wolf, and Powell minutes. If I don't see them each playing at least 15, 20 minutes, Jordan is going to upset me a little bit because you got to play these young guys.
Let me ask you. This is what I want, and I agree with you, John. I would play them all the minutes because I don't care. Like I think Jamal said it earlier. Jordy wants to win. Like Jordy doesn't care about the tank. Jordy wants to win. And so, like, he might not. I'm with you. I would just play him. If we lose by 50, we lose by 50. I have to get these kids. I have to throw them in deep waters and see if they can sink or swim. I'm with you, John.
Exactly. Because you actually do see good moments with that potential.
Gary, we don't care about what Jordy wants.
He's the head coach.
To be honest with you,
Gary, you saw with Jaeger yesterday when he hit that big 3 to only make that 1 point. The Balkans crowd erupted. That's what you want to see from these young guys, but you're not going to see it if only Jaegor's the only guy playing in those minutes. I can't have 1 out of 5 guys being on the bench. Like this is the problem.
They're wasting draft picks. I'm being honest with you. They're wasting draft picks because even if you think about Whitehead. That was a waste of a pick.
Huge waste.
21st pick. It wasn't
you
even
didn't have him.
pick.
You didn't have him play. You didn't really have him play. You had him playing in the G League this whole time, just for you to release him.
22nd pick. My bad. 22nd pick.
You know that was a waste of pick. You could have just, if you're not gonna play these picks, get rid of the picks. Get rid of the picks.
I'm talking about drafting. You talking about Whitehead?
No. I'm saying don't draft. Don't draft. Period. Don't draft. Period. If you don't have no players on playing none of these rookies or whatever the case is, don't draft. Trade your picks. Go get a player that you're willing to play.
That's why
I
Noah
think they
Clowney.
didn't play Derek because Derek was just broken.
That's
He was
why
just
Noah
broken
Clowney
bad.
has to be a lot better. You cannot get cooked by Dylan Harper like that so badly and not have a shot block at
By
all
a
this season.
rookie. He
Like we got to
got
see
cooked by a
some
rookie.
physicality. Like
By a
Clowney
rookie,
cannot
man.
just be a finesse 234-pound 3-point shooter. That does nothing for a team. Like Jordy had to tell Clowney, I like what you're doing from three, but you got to get in the interior, dunk on somebody,
Yep.
block a shot. Like just be active. Don't just make some good passes. Like this guy is being timid right now. I gotta see Clowney go up for 15 points at least, but we're not getting it. This is where development should mean something. And if Clowney doesn't develop this year, that 2023 draft class was a utter failure and waste of time. And nobody will ever tell me again that this Sean Marks is a great draft if that's the case, because he's overrated.
John, at this point, I'm saying to myself, why you got rid of Drew Timmy and not Noah Clowney?
They traded him. They traded Timmy to the Lakers. I don't know if you guys saw that in Long Island. They traded him. He's gone. He's now with the Lakers G League affiliate.
I mean, because Timmy is not an NBA player, you know. That's why
He's
not.
not. But yeah, he got.
He's better than Clowney. He was better than Clowney.
I mean, yes, Clowney right now is hot doodoo. I'm not gonna lie. That's straight up doodoo shit. Right there.
He's not good. Like
straight up.
There's no intensity with him defensively. All he does, all he does is hang out behind the 3-point line in the corner. Like, what if he doesn't get any rebound? He doesn't block any shots.
Yep.
What the hell's wrong with Clowney, guys?
I know. Have you guys seen his energy? He got no fucking energy.
None. Zero.
Right,
Gary,
the way he comes in, he got that walk. He's like, I guess I got minutes. You know,
Gary,
like,
until Clowney shows me physicality, his nickname is Popcorn Muscles. I've already said it to multiple people. I just need some type of physicality. But you cannot be 234 pounds and get embarrassed. The fact that Harper made him jump in the air, all he had to do was use his arms, that's insane. Like, Clowney, got to take some pride in yourself, my guy. We got to see it tomorrow. You got to be
ashamed of yourself. You know, look in the mirror. That's true. You got to look in the mirror, man. And you can't let a rookie do that to you. At least you've been in the league like 3 years, right?
3 years, and he did that.
Come on, you can't let an 18-year-old guy. I would have been like, who the fuck is this? You know, if I'm a 3-year guy, I would have been like, yo, you're not scoring on me. I'm about to get a strip from you because you're a fucking rookie. We don't have those guys. We don't have the personalities. Also, we don't. Have you seen anybody get mad on the Nets besides Jordy? Maybe Claxton. That's the only thing I give it to Claxton. He gets emotional. At least he gets emotional.
Look,
man.
Claxton, CT, and Michael Porter. You heard Michael Porter, because if you don't realize, they all walked off the court today without going to greet the other side.
I know. Only Claxton.
They all left.
Claxton went to hug the Spurs players. I know Jordy walked off, but Jordy gave the other coach a hug 1 minute left.
That's it, and left.
Yeah, and he was like, "Fuck y'all."
CT,
and he was like, "Fuck y'all refs." Facts.
Porter
he was like, "Fuck
off
y'all."
to
Yo,
the
you
tunnel.
wanted to fight the refs. Y'all seen the coaches was holding Jordy back because Jordy was like, "Fuck you, motherfuckers."
But
I seen him. He was like to the refs. He was like, "Fuck
a lot
you
of
guys."
a lot of the calls, they was letting Wemby get away with.
Yo,
Like the push on Clowney, the push on Clowney, that was a call. That was an offensive foul. They didn't call that.
Skinny ass motherfucker. I swear to God, we just don't have that guy who can stop people. You know, somebody who's like a legit fucking NBA player. We don't have a legit guy.
Sean Marks likes everyone 6'11" and 150 pounds.
I can't. Gary,
Sean Marks like people that was built like him.
Yeah, Gary, you saw what Ryan Cork rendered to us on game 1, man. It was like trying to out-rebound a volleyball with this kid. It was insane.
They're getting cooked on the boards every night, and that's why I suggest putting Sharp in, because like Sharp's a legitimate premier elite rebounder. Like, nothing else. You guys know he's going to grab.
He's great at rebounding. It's those foul calls, like Jamal said. Like, if he wasn't getting so fouled, he could start. But it's like every time he gets momentum,
technicals out of the blue. Nick Claxton tries to throw chair cushions, right? Like everyone's got their faults.
Didn't Colt Brunner got a double on us?
Yo, I think so.
He did 11 and 10,
or
10 and 11. I'm sorry, 10 points and 11 rebounds. He got in like a block or 2 blocks. A rookie got 10 points and 11 rebounds against 7-year veteran Claxton.
Yeah. Oh man, Claxton is facing Steven Adams tomorrow.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
The guy gives you no offense, but he'll give you 20 rebounds. I can't.
That's gonna be like what's the name of Mark Kerr? It's like he's like a Mark Kerr, and I don't know what Claxton is like compared to UFC. He's like,
I
the Mark
I tell you
smashing
this.
machine. That guy.
Wait, I
fucking
tell you
smashing
this.
machine.
You gotta play your young guys tomorrow. Because I don't think MPJ is playing tomorrow. I don't think he's playing any back to backs. Given how he feels about his back injury issue, it's gonna be a long night tomorrow for this team to do some type of offensive stuff. I don't know if Cam's gonna play either because he's got a busted nose and a busted head. So tomorrow's gonna be. I don't want to know how
I say it's going to be a 20-point loss, most likely.
I'm looking at this. I'm looking at the box
Most
score from
likely.
the Hornets game. The Hornets played 10 guys that game. 9 of them scored in double figures.
Wow.
I know that, Gary. I know that. Everybody scored. Everybody scored on the Hornets. I'm talking about. I think the bench. I think one of the coaches suited up. It looked like one of the coaches too. The last guy they put on. I don't think he was a part of the roster. He was like, "Let me get a bucket." He was like, "Let me get a bucket
He
on
got
these
one.
Nets, yo." I
So
think he
you-
got
you
it.
know-
He did
you-
get it. He did get it.
So this is what's going to happen. If the Nets get a top 3 pick, right?
Yes, we will.
Yes,
Right.
we have to. We
We're
have to.
gonna
That was
have
We're
really
going to
everybody
get
hot.
a
out.
person that can do what Cam Thomas do, maybe, and we still going to lose.
It's okay.
It's
It's gonna be
still
okay.
gonna
At least
lose.
we
That's
at
a
least
fact,
Scott,
Scott.
we're
That's a
gonna
fact.
have the
That's a fact,
excitement
Scott.
of somebody
You're
who
still gonna
could be a
lose
superstar.
because Cam ain't going to be here.
Yeah, but
So
you'll have
That's a
the
fact.
boss
So
of
you're getting rid
Pearson
of
or
30.
Boozer.
You're getting rid of an average of 20 something
30
points.
30 to 40
points every
points.
night. 30 points at any given night.
Scott,
Michael Porter Jr. is not a sure thing.
He's
Scott,
semi-retired.
let me ask you a question, Scott.
Okay,
How
and
we?
your rest of your starters, your vets, which is are garbage. Your
Like they're
rookies,
going to be traded.
your rookies ain't showing nothing.
Yep.
They're
That's the
showing
organization.
nothing.
No, Scott.
Nothing.
When is the last
All
time
right,
we had a
I
player?
give it that what you call him shoots threes and he hit the open shot. I'm not saying Igor don't have heart. He probably does have heart, but you got to have skill too.
Have
You
you
gotta know how to dribble.
Scott, have you
gotta know how to
watched
dribble in this
Scott,
league.
have you watched
You
the
can't
Boston
be a
Peterson
one-trick
and Boozer?
pony.
Have you watched those three
One-trick
guys?
ponies only work with teams that's organized
Scott-
where you can get your
Wait.
skill set off.
Scott, when is the last time Nets had somebody that will cross somebody over and juke a second guy and go dunk on somebody? When do we have a guy like that?
Yeah,
Those
Marbury.
top 3 guys, they can
Look,
do that.
let me
Those
just
top 3 guys
let me
that if we
let me
draft
just
top
say
3,
this.
they can do
Let
that
me just
shit. They can do
let
that
me
shit.
let me just say this real quick, right? The number 1 pick don't even look like he's gonna get rookie of the year this year.
Cooper?
It's
Yeah.
been 3 games. It's been 3 games.
But look,
It's the start of the
everybody's
season, man. It's just the start
everybody's
of the
talking about the rookie that's in Memphis right now.
Who are you
They're
talking
talking about Edgecombe. They're talking about Edgecombe. I know you're talking
they're
about
talking about
No,
Edgecombe's been
no.
really impressive.
Edgecombe and the one that's in Memphis right now, Cedric or something like that.
Oh, so, what you call him?
Cedric Coward.
Cedric
Yeah.
Coward, right?
Cedric Coward.
Yeah.
Because
He got a
you can
crazy
see,
last name, yo.
could you can see why I see why Memphis made that deal for Desmond Bain to be moved now.
Cedric
They
Coward is
knew they was
very
gonna
talented, though. He's
they was
very
gonna try to
talented
get him
prospect.
exactly, and you see why they did that move because they wanted him to play.
Yo, I like Carter Bryant. I like the way he move on the floor, right?
Well, he's
Carter
trying to
Bryant.
dunk on somebody.
No, I
Carter
like
Bryant almost
dunked
dunked on some. I know. I just like the way
Facts.
his game is. Like the
That
way
was the
he got
guy
the
that said we
feel for
should
the
trade
game.
up for Carter Bryant, but organization didn't want to
I
do
know,
that.
John.
Straight
I
up,
know,
you had
John.
the 8th pick. You could have got him.
We had
We coulda got
multiple picks. Well, no, we could have traded. We had over 20 picks,
You
Scott.
could have
You
got
think we
And
could
him.
have
You
traded
could have
him?
got
You-
him.
He could
First
score
look,
18 points a game. I feel like rookie
You could
season.
have got him,
John,
but he
Carter
wanted to
Bryant
do
could
the
score
Euro
18
thing.
points a game.
He
John,
wanted
the
to do
Ben
Euro
Surratt pick,
thing.
the Ben Surratt pick, the what's his name,
We
Danny
hate
Wolf pick.
Sean Marks.
You could have
We hate
packaged
Sean
all those. You could Nolan Trayer. You could have packaged those picks and went up in the draft.
we
Facts.
could have, but guess
Facts.
what? We couldn't because we need playmaking so badly. No, we need offense. We
No,
need defense. We need
and
the
remember,
core
we are the
principles.
Nets. Nobody want to help
Playmaking.
us. Remember, nobody want
That's
to
what
help
we.
us,
That's
guys.
like that's my problem with this draft is you drafted guys that do the same thing. Where's the diversity? Where's the athleticism? The actual getting an actual big. Like we could have handled this draft a lot differently.
He
Been
went
way more
Euro.
balanced, and you
He
would have got
went-
way more competitiveness
went
than just Cam
Euro.
Thomas carrying you every night.
he
You could have
went
something
Eu-
a little more balanced,
He
but we
went
didn't go for that.
Euro. He went Euro.
Yeah, he went
only
Euro.
drafted basically one player that played his entire career in collegiate basketball in the United States.
Pretty much. And Drake Powell is probably the guy that has most athletic ability, and we're not seeing him play because he tweaked himself a little bit, but also because we were holding back a little bit when we should have just played him a bit
He
more.
got the highest
But
combine
not even
measurements,
that.
John.
But Drake Powell is injured. He injured his foot. But of course, Sean Marks loved that.
So
he loved that.
Of the 5 guys that we drafted in the first round, 3 of them are injured, and one of them is just not playing. And like, this is not a and then there's Saraf, right? Because Drake Powell is injured.
He said, and then there is Saraf.
I understand. I understand why Jody got Saraf starting, but I hate it.
Yeah, I don't like
because
it either,
Saraf is the
but-
only one that can bring the ball up the court.
Injured.
you
No,
ain't
no,
got
no.
nothing
It's
else.
not that. It's not that. It's because Saraf is the only one that can dribble.
Right.
That's why.
He can get into the paint. He can get into the paint.
He's better than all of them when it comes to
He gets
dribbling.
into the paint.
He can make plays, but it's everything else he does that makes you go yeesh. Like he hit 2 threes today that didn't even touch the rim. Not even the rim.
He don't need to be. He don't need to be shooting.
And
He don't need to
the
be
only
shooting.
one that can shoot.
He does not need to be
Igor is the
shooting
only
ever.
one that can shoot and hit an open shot, but he can't get into the paint.
Yeah,
Eventually, they're going to take that shot away from him. They're going to take that away from him.
They're going to game
He's not
prep with
going
him.
to the paint.
When I was a kid,
Yeah, they're going to game prep with him.
my older brother used to take me to the court with him, and he said, "All right, Gary, there's like one rule, like no jump shots. So only layups or pass me the ball. You don't take any jump shots, right?" And I remember playing with him once, right? And just clanking a bunch of shots. And my brother's like, "I told you no jump shots, right?" I was like, "But I'm wide open." He's like, "Do you think there's a reason why you're always open?"
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a reason.
That's the advice Saraf needs right now: is no jump shots.
No jump shots.
No jump or pass the ball.
You work that shit in the off season. You work on that in the off season.
He can't even take a jump shot. He has a layup hook shot that he's working on, but it's like that doesn't even look that good. And the threes, that's just nothing to talk about. He just needs to do a lot of this in practice, repetition, then show it on the court. But he's just playmaker, and I understand why they did it because of playmaker IQ. But it's like Nolan Traore can score if he's given time. He needs to get stronger. He has speed, but it's like you can't just bench Nolan for 4 whole quarters. You got to mix it up. And Saraf is not holding down the job. If Saraf was actually working on these other things I just mentioned, I'm fine with it. But it's like this is it's agonizing because you guys. Every rookie that we draft should get some minutes. Not that Saraf is playing all these minutes and not even impacting the game like he could. That's the thing. Like you got to give Nolan some minutes here too. It's not it's a competition.
Would you guys forgive Sean Marks if we get number 1 pick, or y'all still want?
But just because you get number 1 doesn't mean you're gonna get a good player either. We don't know what Sean Marks gonna pick. We don't know what he's gonna pick.
I mean, we all gotta know. Everybody gotta know who's gonna be
number 1 pick. If we get the number 1 pick, you gotta fire Sean Marks because you can't let Sean Marks rebuild this. If you you gotta fire Marks.
He'll get that one. He'll get that one player. He'll get that one player that we never heard about.
You know, it'd be even better at when they have the break period with the All-Star game. Fire him then. Like hire somebody out of the blue and just say, Sean Marks, it was fun having you. Not really. Goodbye. Good riddance. And then the last 2 months, let a new GM oversee whatever this is and get ready to draft our top guy, like Gary just said. That is the best way to go about this. Because if I was looking at what we need right now, it's a wing. I know Pearson looks really damn good. But our front court is a huge word. If you have a shot to get a Devasa or Boozer, man, could one of those 2 guys really change the trajectory? But having Sean Marks,
I'm for AJ DeBonsta.
That is my problem.
I think
because Sean Marks could say, you know what, DeBonsta and Boozer are really good talent, but Kareem Lopez, oh my, no, like we got to stop this. We have to stop this.
It's not gonna happen, John. That's crazy.
But Sean Marks is his decision-making skills aren't the best.
You know they're going to lynch him. They're going to lynch him, put him in the front of the Barclays, man. That would be crazy. Yo, if we get number 1 pick, I don't know. I'm going to cry. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to cry, though.
Well, this is the one thing.
Because we need so much help.
No, Scott, the one thing you control is if you have the worst record, your lottery odds could go from 1 to 5. We have a shot to land 1 through 4 with less being 5. So we have a shot if we're the worst record.
Yeah, we just gotta close our eyes when they opening that number 5 envelope for number 5 team. We just gotta close our eyes.
I don't know why the NBA is giving
y'all say this now, right?
I don't follow that.
Y'all say this now. Y'all say this now, and then next you know, Lakers get the number 1 pick.
No, they have.
You get
it.
Because Luka need more help. Luca
I
need more
gotta.
help.
Oh no,
agree.
we need help. Fuck Luca. We need
They
help.
don't
We need
care
real
about us.
help.
They care about
We need
Luca. They
real
care
help.
about the Lakers. They don't care about us. It's like Michael
All
Jackson
right.
said. They don't really care about us.
Nah, I
Guys,
don't believe that. I don't believe that. It's
All
ping
right.
pong. Whatever happens in the
Good,
ping pong
good
happens.
show,
I
guys.
gotta
Good
wrap this up,
show. Have
guys.
a good one.
I gotta
Have
end
a
this.
good one.
Appreciate everyone. Jamal, Scott, John, of course. Peoples, of course.
No
I
doubt.
Da, da, da.
All right, guys. October 26, 2025, the Nets fall to 0-3 from Texas to the world. Thank y'all, and God bless. I agree with Anthony Parrish. Celtics getting them. If Celtics don't make the playoffs, they're getting number one pick.
That's a fact.
Yo.